guys, I gotta do this video right if I'm gonna do it. So this is a day in my life, kind of. Just doing a day in life video today. So just kind of randomly decided to do this, so bear with me here. But this is how I start my day out. Today it's 8:50 in the morning, and I'm getting ready to go out to the shop and pull a van in and try and get an oil leak cleaned up on it, get a diag. But get up sometimes if we're really busy, I usually like to be in the shop by like 8, but whenever we're slower, I'll start at 9. And I start my morning, get a shower and everything, drink some coffee. My dog's out. They like to run around a little bit. It's cold right now, so they want to come back in. I'll holler for them. They'll run in like a bunch of wild bandits. Come on. I get into the shop in the morning. I will go over some stuff on my computer. Usually I'll check emails, and I usually check on the YouTube channel to see how it is doing, check the analytics and stuff, and I'll get the heater going up there. And then we have our whiteboard over here that we keep most of our work on, what we have to do and what we need to get done. So we're going to pull in that van out there. I don't know if you guys can tell, the window's so filthy. And then the skid steer has a flat tire. So those are the two things we need to fix today. The van has an oil leak. I need to move my truck, get the van pulled in, and get the tire off the skid steer at some point as well. So that's what we're gonna start doing. And you got a little bit of a mess to clean up from the other day. And we'll get the van pulled in, get the oil leak addressed, see what's going on with it. All right, guys, we're going to start off our day on a diagnostic. Working on a Dodge minivan. I don't know exactly what year it is, but it's a little older because it's got the 3.8 in it. And we are going to dive right into this. So basically, our oil leak is somewhere on this side of the engine. Let me grab a light here and I'll show you guys. This thing left a puddle in the driveway just from her driving it and parking it. So I don't think it's gonna be too hard to find. It's coming out fast somewhere, but I'm hoping it is the harmonic or the front main seal, but I'm not totally sure. It's somewhere on this side of the engine. You guys can see it's thrown it, the belt's thrown it all over the back and or up against the firewall. And it sucks because she just bought this car, like, I believe from a dealer. You know, did a trade-in, and, you know, I mean, obviously the dealer, I mean, this has been leaking for a while, and this is what a dealership will do to people. They don't care. They'll just sell it to you like this with it leaking oil. And I think that this is gonna be a simple fix, guys, but you know, that just goes to show you the quality of dealerships, used car dealerships nowadays, and you know, even new used car dealerships. You know, it just sucks, but that's just the way that it is. So she got this thing week old, and it's already gonna have to put money into it. But we're gonna see if we can get this thing fixed up today, get this oil leak fixed. First of all, this brand new brake clean that I got, I'm not gonna call them out, absolutely sucks. It does not evaporate. It says dries fast. It sucks. I usually get the O'Reilly's brand. It's the best brake clean in my opinion. And this stuff is just absolute garbage. I mean, it just, look at what it's doing to my floor. But anyways, I got this all cleaned up, and I started the engine. You can see right behind the harmonic balancer. So see this right here? Look right to the right of see where my finger's at? Right to the right of that. That's an oil stream coming right out of that crank seal. All right, guys, so what I've came up with on this Grand Caravan is we need to replace the crank seal, and we need to replace the harmonic balancer. The harmonic balancer, as you guys can see, all of this material here coming out all over the place is not good. It's probably a lot of it's the oil got onto it and it just made it separate, but that's not good long-term for the engine, so we will have to replace that. So I've got one of those on the way, and I also have a crank seal on the way. Went ahead and ordered them, but I do still have to call the customer and get approval to do this repair. Obviously, it's, you know, on stuff like this, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get a repair. Any advice I have for people, you know, when you're putting quotes together and stuff and trying to get people to fix their vehicle on something like this, they need to get it fixed. This isn't something that I want to send back out on the road how it is. Obviously, it's leaking oil really bad, and what it's just going to boil down to is it's just going to blow their engine up because they're going to lose track of it or something, and then the vehicle's going to be, you know, needing an engine. So my advice is have multiple ways that they can pay you. A repair like this, guys, labor is gonna be like a couple hours, and then the parts are a couple $100. The harmonic balancer is kind of pricey. The seal's only, you know, $40, but and then we obviously want to do an oil change because they've just been dumping oil in it and it's been leaking all over the place. So we will throw an oil change into that quote, and you know, as long as they approve it, we'll go pick up the parts and do this repair. But it is going to be a little bit before the parts are here. So with that being said, we're going to pause on this for a little bit and jump to something else. And this is kind of where I run into needing a bigger shop all the time, because I can only have one vehicle here. But the skid steer will fit in here and we can get the tire pulled off of it. So I am going to run to well, first I'm going to get this thing cleaned up because it's absolutely filthy. This kind of will show you the ups and downs a little bit of if you're thinking about running your own shop, even on a super small scale like we are. This is obviously at my house. You know, first thing in the morning, we can make a couple $100 on a repair like this, but then, you know, we have to maintain our equipment and stuff, and that is probably gonna be at least $100 to repair the tire if I had to guess. So, you know, it's upsides and downsides. Upsides is, you know, once you get good and, you know, comfortable doing what you're doing, people trust you, you have a good customer base, you know, you can make pretty good money doing this, but at the same time, like, you know, there's a lot of maintenance and stuff that you just have to take care of, and you have to maintain your equipment, and that tire's got to be fixed. So that right there will be like a $100 hit for the day. It's kind of the nature of the beast, just kind of how it goes. We will go ahead and do a walk around on this thing, see if it needs anything else, check out all the tires, make sure everything's tight in the suspension. And then, like I said, we'll put that quote together, send it over to the customer, and we can get this thing fixed and going home. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. Now would be a good time to like the video, subscribe if you're not already, leave a comment, let us know what you think. And yeah, it looks kind of new struts in it. Very nice, very nice. So, all right guys, our quote was approved from a customer, so we can do our repair. And while I was waiting on that, I got the tire removed off of the skid steer, and just tilt the bucket up. You can lift it up, take that tire off, and I'm gonna take it to town and get it repaired. All right guys, we are 2 hours into the day. It's 11 o'clock. We are now heading to the parts store to get some of the parts that we need and drop our tire off as well. So this is kind of how it goes on a lot of days. One of the main things I think I like about working on autos rather than diesel trucks is the fact that the parts are readily available and you can usually fix stuff in a day. Diesels, it's usually pull it in, diag it, make a massive parts list, order parts, wait 2-3 days, put it back together whenever it comes to engine repair. Just because a lot of the times I don't really like to use parts store stuff on some diesel stuff. A lot of parts store parts are good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you can't. But when it comes to the more expensive components that are pretty detrimental to the engine, I like to use well quality, you know, known stuff. So got my heated steering wheel on, guys. It's so freaking cold. I forgot this truck even had this. And we will head into town and get our parts and come back. All right, guys, we just got the skid steer tire dropped off to get repaired, and now we're going to the bank. Find myself going to the bank all the time. Obviously, you know, whenever you get paid from a job, guys, it's not like it's direct deposit unless I run a credit card, and a lot of people don't like to run a credit card or debit card because there's 3% processing fee. So a lot of people pay with check and cash, and that's cool, but we do have to manually run to the bank, you know, if not once a week, once every 2 weeks, to deposit money, so that way we can order more parts. It's kind of how that goes, but I like going to the bank anyways. I bank with a really cool bank, and you know, they like what we're doing, so that's cool. All right guys, we just picked up our parts from our local parts store. If you start doing repair like this, you know, you can get your own commercial account set up, and it's just a lot easier because like they have a back door here that I can go in to get parts. I don't have to wait in lines up front, and that's just kind of one of the perks you get. Like whenever you buy stuff from them every day, you know, you should get an account set up, and you get to kind of deal. I deal with Kevin here at O'Reilly's, and he's awesome. Shout out Kevin, I know you're watching this, maybe. But yeah, it just makes it a lot easier, and you know, you can pretty much call. It's like a separate phone number. A lot of parts stores will let you do that, and then you get a higher profit margin, obviously, because you're buying more parts. So that's kind of the way that works. But we got our parts, so we're gonna go back and do our repair. All right, guys, got the harmonic balancer off. I did have to get a 3-jaw puller from O'Reilly's because I only had a normal harmonic balancer puller, so I had to rent that. But you guys can see the balancer, I couldn't get on the inside of it, but since I'm replacing it, I just pulled the outside off and it split very easily. And then I could grip on the outside of this part here. I should have got the smaller one, the 2-ton, but I rented the 7-ton and got it out. But before we can continue with our repair, looks like the Snap-on man is here. So we're gonna go see him, pay our $625,000 bill for our debt that we have. And I'm just kidding, guys, but that's what it seems like. They just want me to buy stuff every week. Then we will get back to our repair. And the Snap-on man got me once again, but they had a really good deal. They had a really good deal going on where if you buy these extensions, you get the free beer mug. So I had to do that. But now I like to, I don't like to go crazy. I don't buy like a massive amount of Snap-on tools, but I do appreciate that they come by every week. So, you know, every couple weeks I try to buy something from them. Give them a reason to come back. I don't want to be that guy that just asks. I don't want to be that guy that never buys anything. You know, I like to support their business and their hustle too. So even if it's just something small, like a set of extensions, I do try to get some Snap-on stuff. And these are a really nice piece. I think Bailey might have the same set. I'm not totally sure, but we'll get these thrown in the box. Get them, find a spot for them somewhere. Outgrowing this box, guys. Stick them back in there. We'll open them at some point and start using them. I do have another extension set that we use. So yeah, anyways, where was I at on this? Oh, need to drill a small hole in this and get this seal out and then drive the new seal in. That's how we get the seal out. Basically, you drill a small hole. I did it here on the right side. There's a little bit of junk I need to clean up. On these, it's almost impossible, it seemed like, to not nick the timing cover or the crank, but you were gonna be better off to nick the crank if you had to pick one to hit, because we can just put a little bit of silicone on the outside of the new seal when we drive it in, just to prevent it from leaking. It's not gonna leak, but the crank rides on the inside part, and that's how you can see how we got it out. So just drill a tiny hole in it, run you a screw in there, and use a slide hammer and pull that guy out. All right, guys, we got our new seal installed. You can almost push it in by hand, but you have to be sure that the lip where it rides on the crank, it does not come with an install tool, so I used a small plastic screwdriver tip to basically roll that all the way around and make sure that it doesn't get flung backwards. The seal is almost kind of oriented towards the inside of the engine where it seals on the crank, and you need to walk that in all the way around. Kind of tricky to do. If you mess this up, it is gonna leak probably. So you need to be sure you get that right. And then I just tap it all the way around. I got a socket that fits on it. Like I said, I can almost push it in my hand and get a socket that fits around it. Just kind of tap that guy down until it's seated. And now I'm gonna put the harmonic balancer back on. I got my new one here. So we will get this guy up in here, and then the bolt, we will tighten the bolt, and that is gonna bring it on. All right, guys, I got the engine running. You can see we no longer have a leak. Before it was throwing oil all over the place. You could see a steady stream on the bottom side of where the harmonic balancer meets the engine. And yeah, now it's just bone dry, so we are good. Good to go. Now we're gonna let the engine run for a little bit, get some heat in it. We can do an oil change. Then we'll do a final cleaning on this thing, get all of this old oil off. All right, guys, I'm not gonna show you guys too much of how the money side of this process works, but I use Real-Time Labor Guide as my my software to print my invoices and keep track of them. So put about 5 to 6 miles on it and then sent it on the road, and this thing will be good to go. So we'll invoice this out, customer can come pick it up, and hopefully not have any more problems with this vehicle. But that is roughly what a service will look like at the shop and what you guys can kind of expect. So that's kind of what today looks like. As far as the schedule goes today, we don't really have anything else other than I need to go get that tire, and then I have a dentist appointment. But we also had a gentleman stop by, and we put together a quote on his second gen that we're going to be doing a service on Friday, and trying to figure out why it has a no start condition. So we were stopped. Overall, we started around 9:30. We're finishing up now at 2:30. We went to town for an hour, and then we stopped to talk for about half an hour. So you know, you figure we have several hours in it, but overall, I wasn't really in a huge hurry. Now we're going to clean the shop up, and then we're pretty much done in the shop for today. That is all we have to do today. So that is how this process looks. Obviously, if we had something else going on, we'd do a quick cleanup real quick, pull the next thing in, and get started on it. But Today is a little different, obviously. I'm stopping a little early to go to a dentist appointment, but before I do that, I will also jump over and do some editing for a video that I'm working on. So I'm gonna try to start staying a couple videos ahead, and I'm gonna start editing a really, really good video. I think it's gonna do great. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it, and I cannot wait to get it posted, but I can't post it just yet. I'm gonna spend a lot of time editing it, and I want you guys to subscribe and come back. You guys are gonna know what I'm talking about when it's posted. All right, guys, now 5:30, and just left the dentist, and we are headed to pick up a truck that I'm gonna be doing an air dog install on tomorrow, and I'm just going ahead and picking it up. That way I have it, and I don't have to ride around in the morning to get it, and you guys get what I'm saying. I can start right as soon as we open up shop in the morning. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna get that truck picked up and ready to install the air dog, and we're gonna call it a day. That's pretty much all we're gonna do today. Interrupting today's video to go ahead and talk about our giveaway winner. It is gonna be Joe. I'm just gonna pronounce his Instagram name. It's Joe Samson, I believe. I'm working on getting his full name and shipping address now, but my friend, you won the Top Dawn JS 3000. I know the box looks a little beat up, but it is unopened. We have never opened it, and we use this thing all the time. I use it to jump start my skid steer because I'm too cheap to buy a battery for it. It doesn't like to start in the cold. So this thing, can ether, will get that thing going every time. Start diesel trucks with it. I really think you're gonna enjoy it, man. So if you're just now seeing this video and you haven't yet, check your Instagram, sent you a DM, and we will get this thing shipped out to you. But that is today's video sponsor, is Top Dawn once again. Guys, they have a ton of cool products, and we're actually working on getting a new, really cool, exciting product to show you guys. But show you guys what they look like opened up. We had 2 of these. They shipped us 2 because I wanted to do a giveaway. The last time we tried to do a giveaway on one of these, it would have got stopped at customs, I believe. So we didn't ship it out of the country, and we just did a cash out option. But so here it is, how it comes. You got your little cables, and then the box itself. You guys can see how small and portable this thing is. Throw it in your car. It charges relatively quick, I think, for the size of the charging port. It's got a light on it, and it will start pretty much everything that I've tried to start with it so far. Finally getting around to closing out this video, day in the life of Dirty Diamond Diesel, day in my life basically. And I do appreciate you guys for stopping by and taking time out of your day to watch this video. So please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, leave a comment down below, let us know what you think. So we do have some more work piling up outside finally. Got us a couple Dodges out there, and then we have a Ford project that I may try and do a video on it. It's an F550 that needs a transmission replacement, but our little 10,000 pound lift is just not gonna do it, guys. The truck weighs about 12,000 pounds. So we had to borrow my buddy's lift, but we're probably gonna be knocking that out, and I'll try and get a video done on that so you guys can see the process of that 6R140 replacement. There is a couple different special things we have to do to change the transmission in that, but that will be in a later video. I just wanted to get this one up for you guys, so that way we're just not leaving you out there to dry. And guys, I am working on other videos in the background that I'm really excited to post, but they're just gonna take some time to perfect. And yeah, so we will see you guys later. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Like, subscribe, comment. See you guys later. Dude, I think it tossed a rod. Oh, dude, it did.